LakelandCarKeys.com. I'm currently working on a Chevy Impala. I forget what year it is. One of my shop buddies brought this vehicle down from Maine, and when he got here, he did something with the key. So it's an '09 Impala. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the procedure I did to pull this ignition switch out. The ignition switch has a code on it. I could cut a new key by code and then hook up the programmer and proceed with the 12-minute wait and program a new key to it. Alright, so this is my little GM ignition tool set that has all the tools that I need to pull a lot of different GM ignitions. And this one, basically what I did is I used a little pry bar and went down, and it holds the sidebar, and then I use a rake key and rake the ignition. And as you rake the ignition while you're holding the sidebar, it will allow you to turn the key, and you could turn it to the on position. And then at the top there's a little release hole right there. You just stick a little pick in that hole, and what it does is, let me get this out of here. What it does is it releases this active retainer, and the cylinder will slide out. So in order to do that, once you get it to turn, what I usually do is I put the vehicle in reverse or drive. So when you turn the key, you got to turn it all the way to the start position, but you don't want it to try to crank over. So, put the shifter in gear, or, you could disconnect the battery, whatever works best for you. And you turn it all the way to the start position and hold it in the start position and push that pin in, and the whole cylinder will come out. Now, I'm not going to show the code, but there is a key code. It's dimpled into there. And yep, I can just go ahead and go back to my van now, plug that code into my key machine, and cut a new transponder key. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go do that now, and then we'll come back and we'll do the programming. Alright, so I'm back in the vehicle with the KM100. I got the same style Bluetooth dongle plugged in. I'm going to go ahead and auto vent it. Alright, so this will decode the VIN number and hopefully select, year, make, model for us. Alright, so we got 2009 Chevy Impala. Go ahead and hit yes. Alright, so I am going to go into control unit, go into the mobilizer system, select add a key, and access, please switch the ignition on where it is. We're going to go ahead and click OK. Alright, so this is one of the things. Some models, you could go in and just select add a key, program the new key, and go on about our business. Certain years, like in between, say, 07, 08, up until about 13, 14, 15, no matter what we do, it will do all keys lost and basically tell us 2 keys are required to program. So what I'll do is I'll slide the transponder chip out of this key, and then I'll set up another second chip so that when we have to go in and put 2 different keys in, I'm just going to program 2 separate chips, and then, go ahead and put the other chip back because it's reprogrammable, and then the car will think we added 2 keys in. And you know, like I said, most regular customers, I would encourage them to go ahead and purchase 2 keys. I'm not gonna go outside of my way to you know, do things that you know, aren't gonna make me money. So when something like this goes, I just show it to the customer and say, hey, 2 keys are required. I gotta make you 2 keys. Obviously give them a huge discount on the second key, and you know, just make it worth your effort. This key is for a shop buddy of mine. This car's a flip, you know. I don't mind, you know, doing extra stuff for him and you know, getting past that. So I am gonna go ahead and select OK. Now this is going through a 12-minute wait, and while we're doing that, I'm gonna go set up the extra chip and have it ready to program into the car. And then yeah, so I'm gonna cut the video and I'll be back after this 12-minute wait, and we'll go ahead and do the programming, or finish the programming procedure. Alright, so we're getting down to the last 30 seconds of our 12-minute wait. I just went ahead and cut a second key. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and program both of these keys, and then I'm going to attempt to program 2 remotes into the system and see if this vehicle actually takes them. If it does, then he'll have 2 keys with remotes. Alright. Alright, so it says switch the ignition off, and then cycle the ignition on and off with all the keys you want to program. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch it off. I'm going to turn it on. See the little lock symbol down there? You know, give it a couple of seconds, let it go out. That key is programmed. Put the second key in. Go ahead, let that symbol go out, and then our key programming should be complete. Alright, so we're going to start it up. It takes about 5 seconds for that lock to go out. It went out. The vehicle stays running. We always want to make sure the vehicle stays running for at least 10 seconds. Then I'll switch out and put the first key that we programmed back in. And same thing. Wait about 5 seconds. Let the immobilizer go out. The vehicle stays running. Both of these keys are programmed successfully. I'll shut this one back off. Leave it to the on position. Go ahead and select OK. Alright. And it says if the key does not start when you go to start it, power off the vehicle for 2 minutes, let the immobilizer system reset itself, and then try again. I've done vehicles where I've actually had to disconnect the battery, let it wait a couple of minutes, and then hook back up, and it worked. I'm going to select OK. Alright, procedure is complete. So we're going to back out of immobilizer, go back into the remote system, and then select remote learning. Alright, tells us to switch the ignition on, which it is. We're going to go OK. Alright, so all saved remote controls will be erased. Do you want to continue? We'll go ahead and hit yes. Okay. All remote controls must be learned within 60 seconds. In turn, press lock and unlock button on each remote control until it beeps. Alright. Alright, there we go. That one worked. And there we go, that one worked. So these remote controls are a little bit different. One was for a sedan, one was for a SUV. I'm not sure. The only difference may be just the design on the trunk button, but I only had one of these, so I'll have to go ahead and order some more. But they both did take. I'm gonna go ahead and shut this door, remove the key. All right, lock, unlock, trunk popped. Let's see, lock. I'm not sure if this has remote start. And there it goes, remote start worked. So all functions seem to work on the remote. Hold the remote start down again, let it shut off. Set the panic. All right. And then as far as this one, let's see, lock, unlock. I heard the trunk go ahead. Panic work. All right. So we're gonna hit lock. Hold down the remote start button. And there it goes. So both of these remotes were exactly the same. They were different part numbers, but the only difference was, you know, the design for the trunk logo. I can take this board out and, you know, switch it into something else or switch the rubber. But, you know, I'm not going to do all that. So there we are. We got 2 new transponder keys with 2 new remotes made for this 2009 Chevy Impala. I'm going to go ahead and reassemble. You know, this was, we had to take this plastic off to do the key. I'm probably going to need 2 hands to put it back on. But there was no screws in any of this. You know, this. All right, so as I was saying, so this just snaps on, and there was no screws in the cover. I needed 2 hands to snap that back on there. So I'm gonna go ahead and, you know, reinstall this cover, and this job will be complete. All right, LakelandCarKeys.com.